Well, I couldn't go in the house and leave the table out here like that on that little rolly box over there that has one wheel broken off of it, so that's why there's a 2x4 underneath it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to squirt a little oil down on the table, on the ways, and I'm going to let the table down real gingerly. And we'll see how easy it goes back and forth. I'm not going to check any run out right now. Where's my oil can? Well, let's use this one. Okay guys, you ready? Oops. Okay. Nice. Okay, and that's as far as it goes. The only thing that I noticed about this table is that on this side, as soon as he gets to the farthest stroke, there's two gears here. There are two gear teeth on this. I'm not sure what it's called. Anyway, it's what drives the table. This is what anyway, there's two teeth missing on it. So you just have to be real careful and not go all the way one way. Nice. So when I'm ready to play, we'll go ahead and get the measuring tools out and see how straight it is. Thanks for watching, guys. This morning I was just sitting here having a cup of coffee and watching some YouTube videos on the surface grinder. And don't laugh at my setup if this is not how it's supposed to be done, but this is about all I have to work with and the only way I have to mount it. But we're going to go over here and check out this guy, run the table back and forth. I've got it marked for travel on both sides. I've already got my last word on here. I'm going to reset it at 0 and we'll run the table back and forth and we'll see how much she's out. The way that I have this magnet set up over here is on the way cover. I guess I could put it down here on the saddle, and then I can get a little bit more of a sweep. But this will kind of give you an idea where it's at as far as being flat or true. Let's get this doggone thing set close to 0. I know we just want to see it move, but I'm just... There we go. Okay. The table's already set as far as it'll go to the left. If I can get a different way to set it up, I'll check it all the way from the right hand corner. You can't see my finger at, but so here we go on this one. We're going to move all the way to the right to the furthest portion. I can go a little bit more than that, but that's all the way to the end of the table. Ah, Ron. Yeah, I know. There. So, here we go. I would say that's not too bad. Let me get a... I also need to get a really nice straight edge. Well, let's don't measure down there. Let's measure up here. This is through a foot of travel, and I'm half a thou off. I don't think that's too bad. Even with the grooves that are in the ways that we looked at, I think this is very nice. And you can see it falls off the end. So now it's back on 0. So I can pull the table just a little farther. It's off the gear right now because it's past the furthest portion. Yeah, that's as far as it'll go. And that's all the way to the end of the table, and I never would take it that far because the gear is not connected to the wheel anymore. There we go. That's the furthest it should go, is right there. And so we'll go all the way back to the right again. I think I got lucky, my friends. I think I got really lucky. I'm going to go ahead and clean up that Brown & Sharp mag chuck, and we'll put that on here, and then we'll check the top of it. Even though we're going to grind it, we'll still go ahead and check the top of it, and I'll make some reference marks on it and some measurements. Okay? Thanks for sticking with me. Well, good morning, guys. That's Ron. Hey, I'm going to show you something in a second, but I was just out here playing this morning. Yeah, as I normally do, and I kind of got carried away with red paint, so I painted it just a little nicer. Put a little on the Oilers. There's a little red dot on that one up there. Another red dot on this one here. And you know what I really feel silly about? Remember I was talking about this thing and having a bolt stuck in there because there was no threads? Well, there is threads. Apparently this is the Allen set screw that holds this whole shaft in here. There's no oiler up there. I just had to share that with you. That's definitely a learning experience for me, as a lot of this has been. But so I've got Mr. Brown & Sharp back on here. I've cleaned it and painted it. Cleaned the bottom. Before I put everything on, I took my little stone and I just kind of went over the table real lightly. Went over the bottom of the mag chuck before I snugged it down, and then I went over the top. I realize I'm going to put a fresh grind on it once I get all this up and running, but until then I just wanted to knock down anything that would make this jump. And I'm just going to give you a view of that in a second. Another thing, I was out here, you can probably see that I put a little red in these at every step, every 5 increments, because for me, I don't know if you can see it in the camera or not, you can see the red going by it. That just makes it a little easier for my eyes to see it, and I don't have to get on magnifying glasses. I put a little red line for a limiter on here so I can pay attention and not run this drain into here like I've done about 3 times already. And I've got another limiter here. I also did the same thing with the red. Let me see if I can... There we go. I also did the same thing with the red over here. I still haven't got that handle back on it. You can see the red just a little bit more at an angle. But anyway. Now this is what we're here to see this morning. So let me put this tripod on here and we'll go ahead and take some measurements. Here it is set up right on the corner of the mag chuck. When I took the measurement last time, I just went from right to left. I'll be going up, back, right, left, X and Y. So, or is it, since this is in line with the spindle, is this Z? I'm going to have to look this up, because I guess I don't know. Anyway, we're going to start right where we're at there on the corner, and I'm going to move it all the way to the marks where I have the travel limiter indicated. Which is right there, but we'll go to right there. And that's really close. If it's a half off, that's really close. I'm going to resurface the table anyway. I mean, not the table. I'm going to resurface the mag chuck anyway. I just wanted to check it beforehand to see if there were any surprises here. And it looks like there was just a little jump. There's a little booger up there. So I would call that pretty darn flat. Or the table track's pretty true. So it's got a little mark back here. Here, let me turn the viewfinder around so I can see. There we go. It's got a little mark right here where someone kissed the mag chuck with the stone, and when we resurface it we're going to take all that out anyway. But here I'm going to go crank this thing, if I can find the part that I was using here, until I can fix the handle, yes, that I broke. Okay. We're coming back. Well, let's move it to the right just a little bit, or we're going to be in that groove for the magnet there. Oh, it's just a booger now. Here we're coming up on the kiss, and it drops down. That's a 4,000th kiss. 5,000. Jump back up to 0. So, just for giggles here, let's go ahead and sweep up and back along the back side. I got to move the tripod a little bit. There, now we're on the back side of the table. So we'll go all the way right. See, you guys will see I am on, there you go, see a drop off? I am on the mag chuck, and right back to 0. I don't just have it floating in air there. Coming up on travel, all the way to the end. I would say I got very lucky with as much as the ways were worn on this. I think I got very lucky that it tracks as true as it does. The more I move it, the smoother it gets. So let's bring this back on the end. it back to 0 there. Let's run it back and see. Oh, this one's getting real easy now. You get a little bit of oil on those ways. That tracks real easy. I realize I don't have to do this, but I'm having so much fun with one part of this machine here, knowing that I didn't get a pile of garbage, and anything else, if there's something wrong with the motor, can be fixed. So let me show you what I've been measuring with. I've just got my mag chuck underneath here. And this is the last word that I ordered. Let's get out of the light. For some reason I'm still getting some kind of wash. There we go. At least I'm not getting a glare off the lens because there's no lens on it. I was watching a video the other day and this gentleman was saying that he has a dedicated instrument so he can show on his videos and you won't get a glare. He's taken the crystal out. So I was going to send this in and get it fixed and have a crystal put in it, but oh, let's just see what happens. My other one has a crystal, so might not be too bad. As long as it doesn't get washed out like this. There we go. I'm just playing around. I can always edit this out. Anyway. Over here when I put the gearbox on for the saddle feed, I cleaned out the holes, I cleaned off the attaching hardware, and once I tightened it, I did not repaint it. I really don't like it when paint's shoved in the cracks around screws and nuts and bolts and stuff like that. Now I think that's about all I've done to her. I really think those are cool. They're going to look nice with about a 3-inch diameter flex hose coming up, over, and down to a collector. That's going to look really nice. I'm still kind of looking for this piece right here. I have the 2 corners that the screws hold down, but the piece that goes up there and covers this opening and surrounds the screw nut that's on the top for the vertical feed, I still don't have that. I kind of wish he had it even though it was broken. Okay, well, here I'm trying to remake the pin that I broke. This one's cast iron, but this one I'm finding out is some type of super hard steel. It's just not liking me at all. But we're going for this diameter here now. We've already got the head up here. So we'll go ahead and get rolling on this. I think that's it. So, just gotta go ahead and turn it down. Did you see that moving? I think I'm gonna need the, yeah, that. Well, Well, my work area is just a little bit cleaner. Kind of irritated me. I was just in the house trying to get another video together. There's the chips from the other pin that I made. This is the one that broke off that goes to the handle right here. And I made the other pin that's inside of here. I tried to get it on. Yeah, here's the piece that broke off here. I tried to get it on video. The camera shut off on me again. Files got corrupted again. So I think I'm gonna be in line for a new camera. But anyway, with it cleaned up a little bit back here, my tools moved, cleaned up around the machine, there is where she's going to sit. Now I'll get another view here. I think she turned out really nice. Yeah, she's gonna work out really well for me where she sits. Right on the other side of this cabinet here is the door. And I can get myself an exhaust and I can just dump it right out the side of the house and hose it up when I'm done, or blow it or sweep it or whatever I need to do. Yeah, I don't want you guys to think I'm polluting the environment. Here's where the breaker box goes. I'm not sure if you can see it. I don't have anything in it right now. I took the breaker out so I could clean it up. I'll clean the contacts, everything on it. Yeah, I think she turned out pretty nice. There's that area on the top where there used to be a cast iron cover covering the front of that tower area. And those are the two pieces that I have left with the screws in them on either side there. That's where that other tower cover goes. That would be the, I guess the most important thing I'd want to get for it would be the cover for this. Yeah, I was just thinking maybe I could make one. I've got this. We'll see. It's just an idea. Anyway, not like I have the experience where I could do it or anything. I still have to trim that tile off on the right rear back there and put one more square in the corner. I got just enough tile to finish the area. And I hung my vacuum over here. I'll have to move my clock and a couple other things, but for the most part, she's pretty clean. The guards for the wet attachment right there still have to be cleaned, and I'm going to make the covers that drop down on either side of them. I'll make some new ones. I have a guy that'll shear me a couple pieces of steel, some thin gauge stuff, and that's kind of where she sits right there. Whoop. might be just a little bit washed out, but I wanted to show you this. This is some of the video that I lost. Well, not this video, but the video of this area. I don't know if you can see the scrapes. Of course, that's just the mating surface where the way cover goes on there, but up in here, it's the same on the ways, whoop, all the way down. Let's see if I can, there we go. All the way down to about right there, and then there's some wear between, for the about 6 to 8 inches, maybe 8-9 inches. And that's the only part that has any wear on the tower. So I was watching a video earlier with this old Tony, and it's a few years old, and it's when he bought his surface grinder and how he had to do the scraping and everything of the tower. If I had to, or anybody had to, do any scraping of the tower, that's an awful big piece of iron to be scraping and flipping around so you can get it on its back and get a good angle on it. Anyway, I just thought I'd go ahead and throw that in there. And that's where she sits. I'm just rambling along, guys. I'm sorry. It's about 4:30. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I think it's time to go get another cup of coffee. Enjoy your day. Yep, I forgot which button to press again.